my parents weren't religious, and so I never had all that indoctrination to begin with, and pretty much looked at it kind of like the Santa Claus. You let people believe if they want to, but don't be too confrontational.
Okay.
And I've enjoyed your show and everything. And then it was just a couple of weeks ago, I heard one thing out of the Bible, and it just struck me. It was be fruitful and multiply.
Okay.
Which I know you've heard. And I was thinking that's probably the worst advice given to humanity.
Yes.
At this point.
It's not good, yeah.
And when you think about some of the other things that we had, like the Civil War, this had to be very hard for the South to deal with. In the Bible, it tells we can have slaves, and now you're telling us we can't, right? And if we walk backwards through history, we find nothing but a lot of damage done by this book.
Yeah, lots of great advice in there.
Yeah. And when you think about what is the best, I mean, we could go through all the bad advice.
Yeah.
It hasn't given any good advice. It's never said anything that, we went on thinking the world was the center of the universe, never corrected us on anything that was important, never gave us anything that we could use.
I mean, there's some nice things in there, but I mean, it's not like, there's never a nice spot.
Tell me what was the best thing that the Bible has ever given us.
To love one another.
Oh, that is so. Yeah, that's so.
I'm not saying it's profound. Right. I'm just saying it's not horrible.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily unique to the Bible, but I mean, still not
I
a bad word.
If the whole book was full of that, I would probably be like, that's a nice book. It's but
right.
But when you throw in the slavery and the rape and it's
So I always just thought, okay, well, this is fine. People can believe that if they like, and blah blah blah. It is what it is. It's the Santa Claus. You don't go telling people there is a Santa Claus because it'll hurt their feelings. And then that one thing about be fruitful and multiply. I mean, that in 2,000 years, we're about to put an end to ourselves. Another 100 years, we're going to be lucky if we're hanging in there.
Yeah, we're burning through resources. Right? That's for sure.
We are burning through resources, and we have incredible potential. We have people that have figured out things and studied things. And, figured out how things are put together, how atoms work, where we are in the universe. Incredible, intelligent things have happened.
Okay.
These people are very smart. Where I'm talking to you on a phone that was made, nothing to do with the Bible.
I agree.
Right?
Sure.
Nothing to do with any of that. All right. Now, my point is, this is what I want to get at. When you think of how much damage that has done over this last 2,000 years, how much time it has wasted, how many people have studied this nonsense when they could have been studying something else?
Oh yeah, human resources.
Can you picture?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, can you picture where we would be right now if there wasn't any of this nonsense?
I think about that all the time. Yeah.
Okay, now, I want to take it to the next step. All right, we had the Civil War, lots of suffering. Thank you, Jesus. Let's go on to the next one that we're coming up to. Almost, I would say half the people that I run into are, believe in this book one way or the other, some part of it, enough to say we don't have to do anything about this crisis we're coming to.
Yeah.
This, because God will take care of it.
Yeah, God's going to end it how he ends it. We can't end it. We're not going to global warm ourselves to death.
Yeah.
Right.
We shouldn't be so prideful to think we can change God's plan, etc.
Right. So just picture for a second now what this book has done. We have very intelligent people on the planet that we're on. How intelligent? Well, just look at the stuff they've given us, right? Look at all the science we have. And we have half of the people that won't listen to them are going to listen to this book that has done nothing but made us hurt each other.
Yeah. I'm getting the studio telling me I need to wrap here, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, my point is, up to a couple of weeks ago, I didn't think anything of this. I thought, this whatever it is, God, you believe what it is, it's just like Santa Claus. But now I'm starting to think that this thing, whatever it is, this disease that has infected the human race, that in just 2,000 years, after we crawled out of the mud and evolved to where we were now, in just 2,000 or 3,000 years because of this stuff, we're about to put the end to ourselves.
We'll see. Tune in next week. All right. No, seriously, Joe, I do have to go. We have one other call, and I've dragged everybody in the studio, like the whole crew, and everybody is late, and and we're supposed to be at dinner, and I'm not doing well here. I know.
So. All right.
All right.
Thank you for taking my call.
Okay.
Sure.